This bill is not about security. It is a trick. They are trying to take something we all agree on, that only U.S. citizens should vote in U.S. elections, and use that to make it harder for millions of eligible citizens to cast their vote. The SAVE Act would block millions of Americans from registering to vote by requiring voters to register in person with either their birth certificate or a U.S. passport. Here in Michigan, voters can easily register to vote with a driver's license, state ID, military ID, or other documents that most of us carry around every day. But under the SAVE Act, none of those documents, not even a Michigan Real ID, would be enough. Now, other states have tried this already, but it has always had the same result, blocking tens of thousands of citizens from casting their vote. So who is the SAVE Act most likely to silence? Michigan women, especially married women. More than 2.2 million women in our state have married names that aren't the same as the name on their birth certificate. If those women who have changed their names don't have an updated U.S. passport, and more than 5.8 million Michigan adults don't, they might not be able to register. But women aren't the only Michiganders who would struggle to show the right legal documents. The SAVE Act would make it harder for seniors born in their family home, for victims of house fires, tornadoes, or floods, for college students who may not have immediate access to their documents back home, for people who were adopted in the U.S. or overseas. This bill makes voting harder for all of those folks and tribal citizens, low-income earners, people in rural communities, Black Michiganders, and active duty military service members. The SAVE Act not only blocks Americans from voting, but it also makes it so much harder and expensive for us to administer elections. Voters would lose their ability to register to vote by mail or online. So every time a voter updates their registration or moves, they'd have to go in person to a clerk's office with their documentation. Local election clerks would have to work one-on-one with voters to find, show, and verify the documents they need. This makes government less efficient and more intrusive. It protects politicians from accountability if you don't like their actions. We are on a dangerous path, one that puts the vote and the voice of every single American, including yours, on the line. But you can still use your voice to push back. Now is the time to step up, speak out, and protect your voice and your vote. Contact your representatives in Congress and ask them if they support the SAVE Act. Tell them how you feel about this plan to block your vote, because voting is your power. Let's all fight to make sure we can keep it, not just in the next election, but for every election.